Okay, so during class today, we built our games and we uploaded them to GitHub. But I want to make a short video for folks who may still need some help with all of that. So we're going to go through this step by step. Feel free to pause this because some of these steps take a long time and I'm not going to leave time for all of the steps in this video. So once you have your game all the way built, and you're not getting any errors in your console when you run your game. So as long as my game will run in my Unity editor, I should be able to build the game. And that's the last step that we need to do in order for people to be able to play it. So I'm going to go up to the File menu, and I'm going to choose Build Settings from the File menu. And I need to make sure that WebGL is my target platform. And I will know that it's my target platform because it's blue, it's highlighted blue, and there's a little Unity logo here. That means that I'm building to WebGL. If any of my other platforms are currently the target, I need to switch to WebGL as my target platform. And that might require me downloading the WebGL module for Unity. If that's the case, it'll say something like download the module. And then I'll have to download the module, install the module, and restart Unity. But once I click this, if I need to switch to WebGL, it'll have a button down here that'll say switch platform, and then I can do that. That process will take a little while. I also need to make sure that any scenes in my game are added to this list right here. You can see right now, I have 2 scenes added, main menu and jungle run 1. I did that by having my project window open and then dragging scenes from my assets into this area and dropping them so that they're included in the build. And I want to make sure that the first scene that should load is the first in this list. So in this case, it's the main menu. You can see that it's number 0. And that's because in programming and in computer stuff, we usually start counting at 0 instead of 1. So once I have my scenes in my build, and I have WebGL set to be the target platform that my build is going to be for, I need to click on player settings and check a couple of things in player settings. So in resolution and presentation, I am going to suggest that you guys all set your resolution to 960 by 600 and you select run in background. The default WebGL template is fine. Then you need to scroll down to the bottom, and where it says publishing settings, click on that. And then where it says compression format, make sure that it's disabled. So it might be set to gzip or Brotli, but you need to switch it to disabled. And once you do that, you can close your project settings and then click the build button. When you click the build button, a dialog will pop up that looks something like this. It will probably be set to build inside your Unity project folder. I'm going to suggest that you name your project something memorable. It could be related. It could be the name of your game. So for instance, I could call this, and instead of building it into my project folder, I'm going to choose the desktop. So I think everybody should build their WebGL projects to their desktop. So I selected desktop from this drop-down menu. Then I'm going to click save. Once I click save, a fairly long process is going to start, and it may take a little while, and it may seem like your computer is frozen, but I'm going to suggest that you just let it do its thing while it finishes this process. And once this process is complete, it should open a Finder window and highlight your game project. So here you can see that Jungle Run popped up, and this is where my game is. So that means that my game is built, but we still have to upload it to the internet. And I'm going to go to github.com because that's where we're placing all of our games. I already have a GitHub account and I'm logged in. So this is what my window looks like in my browser. If you don't have an account or you're not logged in, you need to create an account and log in to your GitHub account. Then you should see a page that looks like this. Once you see a page that looks like this, you're going to click on new in order to create a new repository. So I'm going to click the new button, and then I'm going to get a page that looks like this. In my repository name, I want to put a name that makes sense in the context of my game. So I'm going to call this Jungle Run. And the repository is where a game is going to live online. So I'm going to say jungle run. I can put a description if I want to. I'm going to leave this blank just in the interest of time. And I'm going to make sure public is selected so other people can access it. And these three checkboxes can stay unchecked. And then I'm going to click create repository. Then I'm going to see a page that looks like this. And I want to upload some files. So in the quick setup area, I'm going to click the link that says uploading an existing file. And I'm going to see a page that looks like this. I want to drag files to my repository in order to create them. So I'm going to go down to the bottom of my screen. I'm going to choose the little smiley guy to open a Finder window. And on my desktop, I'll see my Jungle Run folder. I'm going to double click my game folder. And I should see 3 files, 2 folders and an index.html file. I want to drag each one of those files onto the drag and drop area so that they can be uploaded. This may take a little while depending on how many assets your game has. And once that upload is complete, I need to make sure that I wait until that upload is complete before I do the next step. So once that green bar is finished and all my files are uploaded, I need to scroll all the way down to the bottom of this window and click commit changes. It's going to process my files. That is going to take a little while potentially. So we'll wait for that to complete. And once that's complete, I know that my files are uploaded because they'll show up in a list right here. And I still have one more setting to change. So I'm going to go up to settings. I'm going to click that button. Then I'm going to scroll down to pages in the left-hand side navigation menu. I'm going to click the pages selection. And then I should see my GitHub Pages settings. And where it says source, I'm going to click this drop-down menu and I'm going to switch it from none to main. Once I do that, it should say branch main, and then it should say root, and then it should have a button so that I can save my project. I'm going to save this, and then I should see a blue rectangle that says your site is ready to be published at boop, 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 boop. This is the link where my game is going to live. It always takes a few minutes to activate, but if I click this link, right, you'll see that I get a 404 error because the game's not totally activated yet. But if everything worked, after a minute or two, I should be able to see my game. Once you confirm that your game will load, let's just reload it again and see if it works. If you can't get your link to work, you can type index.html. Oh, there it is. And it should load your game. I do suggest that you wait to make sure that your game is loading properly before you send the link out. Oh, interesting. I guess you maybe do need to type index.html there in order to load your game.